So let's talk about a little something off the cuff. I told you guys I was going to try to stay out of the politics as much as possible, but there's some things I think we really should be talking about. Biden's in his last days of being the president of the United States. Even though he's given control up to Kamala Harris, now all of a sudden Biden's back to calling shots and doing press conferences and everything else. So he's obviously in some type of power. He feels the need to shut down oil production in the Gulf of Mexico, basically. Well, Trump's response to that is, well, if you're going to indefinitely do that, I guess the only way that I can go around that, because that's a ridiculous idea, is changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico. So yesterday during a press conference, he was saying, look, America does most of the work in the Gulf of Mexico anyway. Why are we calling it the Gulf of Mexico? It should be called the Gulf of America. And when I get in office, that's what I want to work to do, is to change that to the Gulf of America. I'm wondering if this is a undercut to Joe Biden and his administration, saying, well, if we change the name, then those rules don't apply to us. Then we can continue drilling and doing what we do offshore and working the Gulf of Mexico to continue to provide for the world. Mainly the United States. But, I mean, what's your take on that? What do you guys think about that whole fiasco with Trump yesterday saying he wants to change it to the Gulf of America, and Joe Biden shutting down production, and it's like 650, it's shutting down 625 million acres of production in the Gulf of Mexico. And, yeah, they want to shut it down. They calling it protecting. It's protecting. It's not protecting. It's a way for you to throw a left hook at the new president coming in to make things even more complicated and difficult for him. Which he definitely has all rights to try to overturn that. But if it goes to court and legally it's found to be ethical and they put it through, it's going to be really hard for Trump to come back and say, no, I want that overturned. Then he'll have to go back to court again to get it overturned. So why not just change the name of the Gulf of Mexico, and then you don't have to go through all that, basically, is what I'm gathering from it. Still trying to figure out what's going on here, but it's absolutely ridiculous. The illegals lately, there's been like no talk of the illegals at all. And they're still at Home Depot and stuff like that whenever you go there. But there's not as many. And it's the winter time. They're not out. They're not cut out for this. It's 25 degrees right now outside. Not even. I think it's like 17 actually. Real feel is 17 or 14 or something. But they're still here. They're still here. They're still taking up resources. I've noticed that a lot of the people that were here legally, going through the process of getting citizenship and going through their steps of becoming naturalized, now they are having to wait substantially longer to even finish their process or get back to their process. I actually know a guy that's been here in the United States for 8 years working on his citizenship and came over here on some government program or something like that. And he's from Europe. And he now is pushed off like something like 4 or 5 years because of all of the illegal push that came into the United States. Now he has his situation prolonged even more, and it really stresses him out because of the situation at hand. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I think we should be doing better than what we're doing. This is crazy, and I hope Trump does what he says when he comes in office. I hope he actually starts booting people out, just like he said. Start with the criminals and stuff like that, then go after the single people that don't show to be families and stuff, and maybe work with some of the families and see if you can make them tax-paying people. Some of them already are. The majority of them aren't. And isn't it funny how now that Trump's talking about some major changes, Mark Zuckerberg comes forward. Now Zuckerberg wants to work with Trump. Now he wants to stop the censorship and the restriction and everything on Facebook and give people more rights to openly speaking without having to censor them. He openly said he's willing and wanting to work with Donald Trump once he gets in office to fix the social media restriction stuff and make it more like X. He referenced X multiple times. So Elon Musk and Trump must be getting to Zuckerberg some way, shape, or form, because he sure has been mentioning them quite a bit and now wanting to work with them, publicly saying it on his platform, which I'm excited about, don't get me wrong. But isn't it funny that once the man starts to show that he means business, especially before taking presidency, calling shots before taking presidency, now they want to work with him. Now they want to play the game. I'm for it, don't get me wrong, but there's definitely some shady shit going on. I understand Trump's trying to circumvent the system by changing the name of Gulf of Mexico, but when I was listening to him talk about it, I just thought it was very immature. The way it was being explained, the way he was speaking about it and stuff, I really did think it was extremely immature. I didn't like the fact that it was being explained the way that it was, and just how he was coming across. I still support him, don't get me wrong. But I just feel like that whole bit about the United States, or the Gulf of America, it didn't rub me the right way. It sounded very childish, to be honest with you. If you're going to do that, and do that in private with your administration and try to get it approved. Don't go make that a press conference piece. Like, this is really what you're focused on? It sends the wrong message to people that are following you, that support you. I know what you mean by it, but they don't. A lot of them don't. So this is the update. This is what's been going on. And then the craziness with this military bomber guy in the Tesla truck that left the manifesto behind. And if you look at the Sean Ryan podcast, the guy that the manifesto was sent to and how it was broke, the guy talking about how the government has been using gravitic propulsion over the East Coast with all the drones and stuff like that. The FBI and the Homeland Security have been after him for a week or 2 weeks or something like that, and he let them know, hey, I have a VBIED, a vehicle-borne improvised explosive device. You guys come near me, I'm detonating this thing, I'm killing me, and I'm killing you guys. So they wouldn't actually try to detain him. And he gets this information out, and find out that he's active military, Green Beret or something like that. And then the other guy down in New Orleans, that ran over all those people, he was also active military, that pledged his allegiance to ISIS about 6 months prior to what he did. You talking about some crazy ass stuff going on, and all the commercial airlines going down across the United States and killing, dozens upon dozens upon dozens of people? What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? And if you go type on YouTube gravitic propulsion, there is now videos that were not available for, that they are available now, to explain more about what it is and what this guy was talking about. He was literally saying that the government knows what's going on. These are military type drones that are out there. They are not detectable by radar and stuff like that. They are, China and the United States has been using them for years. Why do you think the balloons and stuff were over the United States? Because it's a information grab. It's a let's test this out type of a thing. And the Chinese government and the American government know exactly what's going on. They just don't want to admit to it. And this could be devastating if they get what they want out of the research that they're doing with these drones in the air. Talking about how these drones have like an unlimited payload. So if they wanted to carry ammunition and stuff like that, even when as far as saying if they wanted to park one of these drones right over the White House, they would have no idea that it was even there. It's not detectable. And then the guy blows himself up outside of the Las Vegas Trump Tower in one of the most protected vehicles that you can get. This what is it, stainless steel or something, Tesla truck. So when it exploded up away from everybody instead of sideways. So it did a lot of damage to the inside and, destroyed all that, but outside it didn't really do very much. And the only thing that they found that was recognizable to figure out who it was was an ID that didn't burn up, but everything else burned up. Found a pistol between his feet that he offed himself before the explosion. Anyway, the government's got to know what's going on with this crap, man. This is ridiculous. 2 soldiers. I hear stories that they're both from the same base, Fort Bragg. Is it Bragg? That they rented the trucks from the same place. The guy rented the Tesla truck, and he rented the other guy rented the F-150 from. I don't know what's true anymore, but there's definitely some shit going on, and they're trying to distract us from something right now. I'm just not. I don't know what it is. I'm just not sure what it is. But I'm sure we'll find out. Well, we may not. We probably won't find out, actually. I hope we do. Anyway, that's my morning soap opera talk. I had to get that off my chest. I've been sitting on that for a little bit now. Y'all be blessed. Take care. I love y'all.